Round of 10, Group B. (2022) Hot 6 GSL Season 3.
I take the whole city down with this.
Lyrics, man.
Wanna be down, wanna dash, wanna go fast, wanna be brave, wanna move like an assassin. Just to be frank, it's not for the
I want all those things.
And the only question
This
left
guy
is
really
what do
speaks to
we
me.
start?
Yeah. A Tesla would be nice too. I mean,
I take the whole city down with this.
all right, guys, we're almost done with this group. I got to say, it's actually moving faster than I was expecting. This could still be a long series. Again, TBZ is the longest, most dramatic matchup in the game, at least right now with the way it's being played out in the meta.
Look at how tight this group ranking is.
Yeah, dude. We may actually have to go and like really take a close look at the rules a week from now to figure out who's going to advance.
Yeah, if ByuN wins here, then everyone is within a point of each other.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, no super clear leader or anything like that. So that would make the group incredibly interesting. Whereas if DRG wins, then we got a pretty clear first, pretty clear last.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because, like I said, you and I are trying to award ByuN +1 for his loss against Maru.
Yeah.
I think it's fair.
I'm
going to tell them if they don't do it, I'm quitting after the season.
I gotta say, DRG, he's been looking very strong. ByuN, I will say, he doesn't seem to do that kind of just turtle style play. He does seem to want to mostly win with pushes.
Yes.
Zergs do seem to be pretty strong against pushes in general nowadays, but these maps are a bit smaller, which have allowed for some Terrans to still kind of take it. So it should be interesting. I think a close one. I think for sure 3 games. And Data C to start this off.
Well, that's going to be the really big map, right? So is ByuN going to be giga-brained like Cure and Proxy Barracks, most genius build?
Yeah, let's see here, man. Terrans do not like this map very much, so, I mean, a cheese is very tempting, but then again, that seems the most obvious now, right? All right, guys, game 1 in this final best of 3, ByuN vs. DRG, starting now.
Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. Team NV, DRG.
Okay, so Command Center first.
Yeah. Not too surprised to see that. What will his follow-up be? We're going to have to wait and see.
By the way, we are getting to the point where this is getting so common, I do feel like we're going to start to see Zergs blind counter this.
Yeah.
I was talking for a while about how we probably won't. Go ByuN supporting the audience.
Well, I think someone like Dark is going to come up with something.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh, you went Command Center first? Well, here we go.
Yeah, now you die. You know, we saw Terrans doing it maybe 50% of the time, but it feels like it's getting up to like 60%.
Yeah, it's
so
get up high enough that like there needs to be some counterplay introduced to keep it clean. Like this is a normal metagame thing that happens. Like something comes up that's really strong and it gets more and more and more used, and then people get more practice against it and understand it more, and then they start countering it harder, which makes you rotate out of that.
Right. Now, in this game, by the way, I know earlier on we had Cure go for some pretty techy builds with this. This is 2 racks.
Yeah, much more bio heavy.
Yeah, which I think might be a little bit better here.
I do like the more bio heavy ones.
Yeah, at least for now that makes sense.
But let's see where he goes. Like, is it going to be a Tech Lab? Yeah, okay. So Tech Lab and Reactor. So he is going to, probably get like Stim very quickly, create a bunch of Marines here as well. But what? Okay, there you go. So I think it might be like a 2-on-1. right? Like 2 barracks, factory, starport, and then you go like stim, get
Oh,
a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah,
brains,
yeah.
and go out
Yeah.
with 2 medevacs.
I thought you were talking about upgrades for a second. I'm like, they don't have shields, Artosis. What are you talking about?
They have combat
yeah.
shields. I call that +1.
Yeah, okay. I like this build a lot. I think that this gets straight to the point. I don't like these 2 CC, or the quick CC builds, and then they like also take a third and push. I feel like you have a real opportunity to come in with a back-breaking move if you come out fast enough.
Well, this is the build that basically won ByuN the World Championship.
Right.
The 2-on-1, where he was just like destroying everybody with it. Like no one really had a counter. It wasn't Command Center first into it, but just the general concept. And obviously there's been patches since then and everything, and the play has developed a lot. But honestly, this build has fallen way out of favor with Terran players. Like almost no one does this build ever anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when ByuN won, you could literally do it against all 3 races.
Oh, yeah. And we've had criticisms of ByuN in the past that like he did seem to do these kind of like straightforward aggro pushes. Sometimes on maps where it was like, well, there's only 1 point of entry on this map, which is not the case here, by the way. But we had some games where it was like, this just doesn't seem to be that thought out. But I think in this situation, with the build he's opened up with and what DRG is doing, I like this. I think this is going to be very strong. So he's going to have 2 medevacs coming out here, a fresh tech lab finished up.
And a lot of times what you see is a siege tank behind this. You see that tech lab coming up for the factory. More medevacs, more marines, and then the next set of medevacs will carry everything out, right, and kind of continue that push. So we'll see if he does that, like, kind of, you know, continued version of this, or if he's just going to harass slightly and take the third. Oh, yeah, third rack starts, so, okay. Let's see what he gets done.
Yep. He does pick these up. He is making a beeline towards the third base here. And there's going to be reinforcements that are going to be trickling in behind this. But first he needs to do some work on the creep over here. Maybe take out a queen.
Yeah, gonna go ahead, pop it out right here, gets that active tumor. Ooh, goes after an overlord right away, nice.
Big catch. The Zerg is basically supply blocked 89 to 90. And again, in moments like this, it's really important that you keep production going, because you know that there's going to be more and more pressure building.
ByuN starts to come down a little bit. That is a lot of queens. All right, good targeting. Gets rid of 2, 3. What? Oh my god.
He just like knew the math on this so exactly. What?
Dude, what is going on?
What is going on here?
ByuN just smashing. Look at this. He's killing like 6 queens.
He's the Queen Slayer, man.
Yeah.
That was just, I don't know about everybody else that's watching, but I thought somewhere at the start of that fight that was going to snowball and he would have to pick up and leave.
Yeah.
And then he just,
yeah.
He kind of just seemed to know exactly how that engagement would go down. What was that? 5 queens killed?
7.
7 queens killed. And reinforcements are coming.
That's
this
a
could
lot
just
of money,
be
man.
a very, very simple death here.
Yeah.
I mean, without the queens, you don't have anywhere near the kind of sustain.
Yeah, he's only got
He's going to
4.
have tanks. The Baneling's nest is not even done, Artosis! Oh, it's crazy.
And look at this. He actually sieges on the edge here and goes ahead, drops out into the main base. Going to get a good amount of drones here. DRG doesn't have the units to cover both areas. And look at that. Beautifully defended. His Lings pushed back. Oh my god.
Just gets it.
That's it, man. You
Dude,
just lost your layer. This is... DRG can't come back from this.
I don't think so.
Not against ByuN. No way. No way in hell.
Again, and on the map that we kind of expect Zergs to do pretty well on, but, you know,
God.
this new build.
No, he's done a very good job with it. He's got really great pressure on. Killed so many queens. Like, look at this value. He's only lost 14 Marines so far. You know what? I'm giving him +2 for the loss against Maru.
Well, we still need to have the next wave of reinforcements come down here. The layer is started up again. But, I mean, this is pretty bad when the layer is going to be this late. Slow Banes here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
You know?
That's for sure. Okay, goes ahead. That's a nice surround, but there might be a critical mass here. Okay, lifts up. Baneling's a little bit too scary to deal with.
Okay, pulls him away. Right back to the safety of the tank. And, you know, that game we saw that Kier lost where the 2 tanks got picked off earlier in that push, I mean, it really goes to show you, if you can keep the tanks alive, the damage accumulates so much over time.
Yeah, it does. Nice little drop here, getting rid of that watchtower vision. Another stim down. Nice positioning. Like, ByuN just kind of utilizing that high APM here.
Now, it's important to note, I mean, he's kind of overstayed his welcome here. The Zerg has managed to kind of recover here. We've got a Liberator coming up. Oh, he's going to try to save the tank.
Look at this. He is dropping absolutely everywhere at once. 9 more drones fall.
It does seem to me like he's actually almost hitting too many locations at once. Like, maybe it would be better to just, like, regroup and actually attack in one spot and try to win the game.
Oh, Tasteless. That's... He does not play in such a crude way, Tasteless. ByuN must multitask 4 locations at once or he's not using his full speed.
Right, backing up here.
It's another nice position there. The Lings do get in and finally kill everything off. He has to lift off with the last remaining Marines. A lot of Lings being made. I gotta tell you, like, DRG is impressing me with how he's staying alive during all of this.
Yeah, but I think part of this is on ByuN because he's just like, yeah, there are moments where it's good to be hitting a couple locations at once, and there's moments where I think if you've done enough damage from doing that, you then need to go, okay, where do I actually need to hit?
It's like he's harassing him to death. Oh, that Queen does get picked off. Marauders in the front, 2 tank. Marines do run back. Oh man, no bathing speed still is so painful.
Yeah, it looks funny, you know, this far in the game, and see the banelings being so slow.
When the armies are this big, you expect the speed to be done and like the defense to be a bit easier for poor DRG.
He's gonna just unload over here again.
I wish we could just zoom out and watch everything ByuN is doing at once.
It's crazy.
And then we find out he's actually ByuN ID. He's actually a computer.
Gotta be careful with those Banes. Do not want to get surrounded. More reinforcements coming. I think this is the big push.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, right now, before I was like, okay, he can still do this, but I definitely agree with you at this point. He needs to just group everything together and go. It's like time. The little harassments aren't doing as much now. It comes in here. Baneling speed is not done yet, but it's close now. He decides that he doesn't have time away. Oh my
wait, what?
God, what just happened
Were
there?
they burrowed?
It's what it felt like?
I didn't actually see.
Yeah. Well, I definitely heard a Baneling go off, so.
Yeah, that hissing sound.
I think that's the sound of acid burning through something, through those Marines.
It's a very painful way to die.
No doubt.
Well, I mean, the 4th base is kind of late. You know, I feel like ByuN really had this game and then got almost too complicated with what he's trying to do. Whenever you get a moment like that, you kill the layer, you take out all the queens. In that moment, you've succeeded in the crippling part of the strategy, right? You've hurt them, you've slowed them down, and now you don't need to be having this back and forth and harass style anymore, which I think a lot of people don't appreciate this concept. You need to then go, okay, I need to actually attack him and try to kill him now.
Yeah, eventually
I should have a lead.
Eventually it's more important to group your units together and save them for critical mass.
Yeah, because
especially as Terran, like ranged units, you really need critical mass on.
And instead he was like still trying to hit 2 to 3 different areas at once.
But I think he's still pretty good here. Hold on, the Baneling's coming in, going after those SCVs.
Okay, does not kill that planetary. Does kill some SCVs.
Decent defense. Yeah, ByuN still with a smaller group out here. I think he will, you know, force a cancel on this hatchery over here, but I don't think he can actually get up to kill this one. I don't think, not even close.
Yeah, not a ton of Banes in here though.
What? So many Lings. And both sides have 2-2, so pretty even fight.
Still Zerg on 4 bases to Terran on 4 bases, so.
Ro.10 and Viper on the way. DRG has done a great job staying alive throughout this. ByuN, though, now maxed out. Truly, if you do not group up and go now, will you ever? Like, we don't need to harass to kill 3 tumors anymore.
Yeah, again, everything kind of split up.
Dude, look at those cousinets just run so quickly in front of this army.
Okay, he's coming forward. Hydra's now in the mix as well. Dude, the Queens, big overextension. I just stopped casting. I was so in shock by seeing them get killed like that. All right.
Mine's getting connections. It seems like ByuN is overpowering at this area.
Yeah, Morlings are going to come down here. It's going to let those Queens do a little bit more damage. He goes and pulls over to the side here, takes the Hydras out. GG, ByuN. Not the cleanest ending, but I'll tell you what, a really good start.
Yeah. Yeah, his start really was fantastic. The command center first and then the 2-on-1 did some good harassment. He just kind of kept it up. His multitasking was off the charts.
Right.
But I would agree with you that I think he did it for a little bit too long. And the grouping, he did the grouping and it worked. So, okay, it worked. That's the thing that's most important. But it did feel like DRG tightened the gap between them in that game.
Yeah.
And like, if anything else had gone wrong for ByuN, the game keeps going, right? Instead of an actual kill. So, yeah, sometimes ByuN overdoes it with that micro and multitasking.
And Data C was the map we thought Zerg would take, right? That's the one where they usually can grow quite a bit on.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to Waterfall now here. CC first again. I mean, maybe a proxy. I don't feel like if I'm ByuN, I want to play the normal kind of developed way to play. Anyways, guys, we're ready to go into that game. Waterfall, map 2. Let's see what happens.
Shopify Rebellion, ByuN. Team NV, DRG.
No command center first or anything. DRG, gonna go ahead, just take his hatchery first.
And we don't see Zergs right now trying to do any kind of blind counter to that CC first. Again, it's not coming, but I'm waiting for that moment, you know, where we start to see it.
I'm not sure even what the blind counter is, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it does seem like if you go pull first, it doesn't do that much. Now, this is a tighter map. And, you know, this is, I think, one of the reasons why we've seen Terrans be a little bit more successful on maps like this is because, first of all, I think map makers have realized that on some of these insanely big maps, the Zerg just gets too much of the map and it gets to dominate it. So they've made the maps a little bit more, I don't know, smaller and more narrow or not as tall. And it has definitely made for some games where it seems like Terran is actually able to take the Zerg on. And this map also doesn't let the Zerg have, you know, a ton of bases in multiple directions as the game goes on.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a real test here for DRG.
As soon as you have to start expanding towards the center in an even game, that's going to be kind of tough.
Right.
So another Rax coming up here for ByuN. Let's see if he adds another Rax or if this is going to be a factory. 2-on-1 or a 3 Rax play.
So it's a second barracks coming down.
3 Rax. This is something ByuN really does like. He has always liked. He uses it a lot.
And I think it's weaker if you have only one area to attack in, but it can be strong if you have a couple. And I feel like he's one of the only people that ever does this, by the way.
Yeah, we saw some people pick it up a little bit lately. I saw Cure do it, like, at least one time. I forget who else. It was like maybe Keen or Dream or someone tried it out as well. But yeah, I mean, you certainly field like a lot of Marines out there. I think if you move your Marines correctly, you're kind of like forcing them to make units instead of drones, which is annoying. And you're working towards your critical mass where it's like, okay, well, this is definitely before Baneling speed. Are they just going to try to hold this with Link Queen, and then suddenly your medevacs are out? It gets even scarier. But if you like actually move out and commit to an attack and lose the Marines, I think it's like pretty darn weak at that point.
Well, that's the thing, is if it backfires, you're just in such bad shape. It is very different, though, from like these players that would accumulate a bunch of Hellions and come out. You know, if you do damage with the Marines can be built into your main army later on. So if you get an edge, you usually can really kind of snowball that advantage. Now, one thing that's important about this is Zerg doesn't know that it's coming. He may suspect it because we've seen ByuN do this several times.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know. There's enough Marines that are hidden where it's not clear how many barracks there are.
Well, it's a lot of Marines so far. Look at this, 15 Marines. DRG droning heavily.
What do you think? Does he want to come around the left side of the map here?
Yeah.
Try to hit on that angle, or does he want to try to come into the natural?
At the left side of the third base is probably the weakest area. Oh, he's actually sending, because the way he was moving his Marines as well, it looked like he was trying to kind of clear that side so he's seen as late as possible. That's pretty late that he's being seen.
Well, also, the Marines are in different groups, right? So there's a smaller group that's being seen.
Oh my God, never mind. Well, this is just an all-in. He is just going for the kill up into the main.
He's gaming.
He certainly is. Look at this, man. Like, with just Link Queen, look at this, 10 Lings, 7 Queens.
Oh my God.
Mass spine in the main base. But if you lose the natural in the third, can he just send the SCVs home and play a regular game? Well, he's just going to try to force it.
The SCVs are not exactly in the front here.
Look at this, a lot of drones getting up here. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. But the spines are not ready. More Marines coming up. I think ByuN has done it, Tasteless.
Yeah, well, he's killed the Queens, right? And I mean, the spines are only good if they have Queens to cover them.
Well, the spines end up finishing, so the main base will live. Oh my God, he's trying to bring it down. I mean, if he saves here, then ByuN has not done it, right? Because ByuN lost 16 SCVs during all this. He needs more damage than what he's got, and I thought for sure he was going to be able to kill that natural. And if you kill the natural, you just back up and kill the third, right? And then it's one base against two.
Yeah. Could he pull more SCVs here and do this like one more time?
Well, he's adding 2 more barracks. So certainly a lot more Marines. But yeah, I think the static D, the spines, if he kind of repositions those, then he only has to worry about the third base. Oh, he's put him down here?
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, that covers this entrance into the third base. So then you have to walk way around to go to the third, which gives him time to counter that as well. But this is a lot of Marines with upgrades, man. Stim and combat shields. I tell you, DRG has been attacked with some wild stuff, and he does a really good job of holding on.
Yeah, he's going
to be able to here.
Well, keep in mind the 2 spines are split, right?
Yeah.
If it's 4, I think the SCV, if it's 4 together, I don't think the SCVs do anything. Lings are going to come in here to get the reinforcements, so the SCVs are already around. I see 4 Queens.
Oh, Banelings.
Banelings. Oh, I don't know why I didn't see that earlier.
Well, that is an issue, no doubt. All right, I think that ByuN is just going to get held.
Oh, hold on. If we can target him down.
And he comes up
that's
with the
it.
flank. Perfectly
DRG
done.
wins. DRG gets it.
Yep.
What a game. GG. That was fun.
That was
cool.
A
lot of fun.
He really started to break DRG's Queens at the top of the ramp. I feel like he was a little bit indecisive there. Maybe deciding he couldn't quite get rid of the remaining 2 to 3 Queens plus the spines in time. He went back down, but then the spines just walked down the ramp and he wasn't ready to like block them or anything.
He also had all of the same units on the same hotkey.
Yeah.
And so the SCVs were stutter step microing. And not being used.
Yeah, that's true.
And
actually,
not
a lot of the
front.
SCVs were behind the Marines during the fight up the ramp. It might have been, well, I know it would have been better if those had actually been fighting instead of like attacking the hatchery. Like if you drill them through towards your opponent's minerals and get on top, surround some of these units, make it so that they're actually tanking for the Marines instead.
The SCVs are there to just soak up damage so the Marines don't take damage, and a lot of them were at the bottom of the ramp. It was a very congested area to try to push up into. Clearly, DRG knew what to do, though. That was interesting to see. He just put everything into his main and stayed back. But very different build here from ByuN. It's funny. The game started out looking normal and then looking very normal because we've seen ByuN play like this before. But it was actually a very specific all-in.
Yeah, the SCV pull, that was cool. And I like how he continually was moving around with like 5-6 Marines early on, clearing out scouting links, just trying to make it so you see it as late as possible, because the later you see it, the harder it is to do things like get those spines up. But DRG dealt with the cheese amazingly well. Like, he is doing a very good job trying to deflect everything.
And he spotted the rush extremely late. It was like
he was almost halfway.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 seconds out from it coming in there. But yeah, I guess that's the answer, is 4 spines. Just try to keep as many queens alive, push back down, and then just have a 2-spine defense, tech into Banes, you win.
Yeah. The Banes obviously just really finishing it off there at the end. I like that ByuN doubled down, too. He added 2 more barracks. He's like, well, we're not going to go into medevacs. Like, that's not a winning play. Yeah. Let's just keep it going.
I thought he might just try to kill the hatchery at the natural and then just run to the other hatchery. Was that viable? I don't know. I mean,
that's what I thought he was originally going to do, is kill 2 bases and then maybe back up. And I think he definitely could have done that, but he decided that he needed to go for the actual kill. I don't know. The thing is, we never really see that. We never see that play. So it's different. It's interesting. I hope that we see it again at some point, but it's definitely not something you can use every series.
No, certainly not. This is it, guys. The final game of Group B. Inside and Out is our map. And let's just see what happens, man. Again, a map a little bit similar to the one we had before, a little bit smaller. ByuN versus DRG. Let's settle this. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why not? This is the way it's done.
He's like, I saw what Cure did.
I would like to see some statistical breakdown for like professional Terran players. Like, if you look at like percent of games won that are like proxy barracks Marine rushes, and then compare that, like winning percentage-wise in tournaments next to their prize pool, and see how much money making barracks near their opponent's bases made them over the years. I would love to, like, Maru's made like $1 million. 500,000 is from just making barracks. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not a real stat or something, but I think it would be like a fun,
it's
fun thing to see.
It's gonna get spotted unless he clicks it somewhere else. Don't touch your mouse. Let it go. Da da da. Da da. But he only sees 2. Whoa.
Yeah.
At least it's a 2 Rex and not a 3. Da da da. Da da.
Yeah, DRG not too happy with this.
Well, but the thing is, he spotted it, right? I mean, that's the first best thing you can do, is at least see that it's coming.
All right, the drones come down, but is that going to be enough here? Forces that cancel. I mean, that looks similar to the game against Cure.
Notice that he's not stutter step. He's not binding everything to 1 hockey like he did in that other attack.
Oh, he will give him time. That's 1 hockey, Tasis. All right. Spine has been started. I like that he started the spine. He did not do that against Cure.
Yeah.
12 links coming out. Drone's trying to intercept. Okay, oh man, a lot of damage on that spine so far. Oh, that's a nice little flank. That's a nice little flank. Put some damage down onto these Marines. Gets a kill on 1.
Yeah, he's so far controlling pretty well. This is all pretty low. The SCV is going to get, it cannot finish the bunker. The spine is up.
Crazy. All right, this is tough now.
Yeah, I feel like this rush has already failed.
3 proxy racks. If it's 2, you know, it's not quite as painful. Is ByuN just going to make a command center? Yeah, that's the play. So
All
that
right.
was a solid hold.
Yeah, very nicely done.
All 3 barracks coming home. Not even going to scout with one. All right, double gas. I mean, I guess Here is my question for ByuN, right? Because obviously that was a failure. Oh, he
Right.
gets an overlord on the way back. That's kind of nice. Obviously that rush was a failure. But when you fly these 3 barracks home, because he's saving all 3, right? Like a lot of times we'll see one go and scout. Does this mean he wants to focus his money on Marine production right now?
Because you want to just make Marines and then send SCVs and attack like you did in that other game? Because
it's possible.
I'm only half joking, Artosis, because yeah, again, when the difference between the 3 racks and the 2 racks all in is the 3 racks is really more of an actual all in because it's hard to recover it back into a normal game. Where the 2 racks, it's like, well, you tried, you probably got some damage. Let's back. I mean, that's how Maru, made his bones as a champion. A couple seasons at GSL is doing that, but yeah, it is a bit uncomfortable here for ByuN. I think this is probably the smartest way to try to transition out of this.
Okay.
Just run back. Keep in mind that the Zerg didn't get a 3rd up right away. In fact, it's being made right now because, of the way that he has to try to defend that. Maybe he just has like another push that comes out.
Yeah, he's going into his factories. He's getting those reactors now as well. A little bit of scouting, a little bit of intel going on from ByuN. Feels like ByuN is like recovering pretty well overall, but if you take a look, like DRG is consistently up like 9, 10 drones.
So
Definitely feels like his economy is still really, really good.
yeah. And to the untrained eye, it can look like Terran's just back to normal here, but really Zerg is very comfortable.
If ByuN had more workers, I would not feel as scared for him, but like,
right.
yeah.
But this is the thing, is if you go for a rush like this, you're giving up any economic development when you do it.
Quite a bit.
You're trying to drive a stake through the Zerg's heart.
Yeah. But DRG's not a vampire, unfortunately.
He's not, yeah.
In fact,
He's actually a zombie too, so you drive the stake through his heart, it doesn't
yeah,
do
you
anything.
need to get his brain.
He goes, ah.
I was frantically searching through my memory banks for things that have more than one heart. There are animals with more than one heart, but I can't think of what they are.
Are there? I think there's animals with more than one stomach. Are there animals with 2 hearts?
Yeah, there's definitely animals with more than one stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cows have like 4 stomachs.
That was you last time we went out to eat our toasts. Now.
Yeah, I got 1 stomach for eating food and 1 for your jokes.
So Terran's going to try to maybe come out and clean some creep. I do think that, honestly, ByuN's done a pretty good job, all things considered. Like with the rush failing, kind of scrambling back home and getting the command center up and trying to play this out.
Well, this creep spread right now from DRG is getting pretty damn scary, I have to say. Especially when you look at the type of player ByuN is, where he wants to push. Like, there is so much creep that he has to try to get rid of here. Look at how far it is.
Yeah.
Because he's already taking down this destructible rocks, too.
Yeah. Zerg going to be ready to take a fight over here. Oh, this is actually so funny. He tried to come in basically during when the rocks are being attacked because he thought, all right, maybe he won't target fire back onto me. Did get a queen, picks up and runs out.
A good try. Got to give it to him for the hustle.
4th base in the bottom left, bottom right, excuse me. Terran is going to be pushing now. Tanks are coming out. Liberators are coming out in pairs as well.
Oh, Liberator tank marine push. I like it.
So he really wants to have a strong footing during the push and probably just keep pushing with this, I would think.
I am a little bit afraid that he's going to try to send the Liberators around for harassment.
Yeah, and I actually think it would be much better to just have them with this
I would
army
like them with the push. Like, if you're going to do a push, let's put everything in there. Siege is up just off creep here. 2 Liberators just about to pop out. We'll see where they go. Yeah, look at the amount of queens, man. Liberators would certainly help against that. Not as much against Sling Bane, though.
They're coming out. I don't see a third command center. I don't see a late game TVZ here. This is all going to come down to this push right here. And the Marines have no medevac to save them. The Lynx come in here. They take the tank out. Terran, though, they're pulling the trigger. They come in.
And, well, the Baneling's actually being targeted down really, really well. And the Liberator is starting to help out quite a bit, but not enough here on the ground for ByuN, I think. He actually clears all the Ling Bane. Like, DRG cleared that, but I feel like ByuN did about as well as he could in that fight.
Yeah, well, I think it would have helped a lot if the reinforcements could have come up here, but, you know, it was just barely enough. And especially when, you know, the Terran has to make pushes like that. In other words, like trying to end the game right when we're in the mid game. They're more incentivized to send out smaller groups of units to try to reinforce, because the more stuff you get to that side of the map, the more likely you are to win the fight. And DRG was really patient. He basically set up a trap in the middle and came out there and got it. And then, you know, picked off the Marines, picked off the tanks, and it was a weak push. From there, ByuN just tries to attack out and see what he can do.
This is looking so dire for ByuN right now.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. I think he may just fizzle out in this game.
He's going to have 2-2 before ByuN has +1 armor. Like, that's pretty bad. ByuN not making SCVs, not making expansions, not doing anything other than making units. DRG on these 4 bases. This is like the most undefended base, but I don't think he can break it. I just don't think he has enough.
There's so many queens back here, just 2 tanks, and look, once again, a little trap.
Yeah.
Don't let these reinforcements get over here. And there's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse here. You know, where you can try to like run back and chase the Lings out, and then try to jettison your extra troops through here. But this push, to be totally honest with you guys, should be much weaker than even the one that we saw before that was actually destroyed ultimately.
Yeah, comparatively to what DRG has at least.
Yeah, I mean, I get ByuN's going through the motions. He's going to try and see what he can do here.
Yeah, the flank getting set up. That group of Ling Bane on the right, man, is just going to smash through everything. The Liberators are in nice positions and everything, but there's just too much.
Yeah, no, this is just going to be too many Zerg everything. He's just going to overpower him, flooding through this. He picks up, I think we may.
DRG, the big smile, man.
Yeah, well, he knows it's basically over.
It's like the oldest players in GSL, man. Gumiho in first place in the first group, DRG first place in the second group.
This is a season of the oldies, man. We're going to have to reverse the rumors and the stereotypes. It's like, well, you're too young to be a pro gamer. You need to be a little bit older.
Yeah. 21? No. Not enough experience,
Try again in your 30s. All right, man. GG. Very fun series. You know, I think ByuN came with an interesting set of ideas, but ultimately DRG just kind of able to deal with whatever ByuN was going to throw at him.
Yeah. Very well done from DRG, just deflecting everything.
Well, guys, we don't have an interview here.
Yeah, that's right.
This has been a close group, though. A lot of fun.
Yeah, but now ByuN, unfortunately, is in last place, although it's 1-2-1-2.
Right.
So it's not the end of the world. Like, he still has opportunities. It's a very tight race in this group.
Yeah.
DRG there taking the 2-1 victory will go with his 2 wins up into first place. We have 3 guys that are 1-1 right now. So
And
it's a great group.
Next week, everybody, we're going to be closing out both Group A and B, and then immediately going into the round of 6. Here's our results for today, though.
Yeah, very, very close right now. Hard to predict who's going to end up going through. It's going to be tough for ByuN. I tell you, there was a lot of good matches tonight. Taking a look at this and kind of remembering some of the games.
Yeah.
That Maru vs. ByuN series, absolutely awesome. You know, this last series that we just saw, I love the defense from DRG. Again, was really rapid in there.
The Creator beating Maru, very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Again, if you could beat Maru, it is odd he loses to Cure and then beats Maru, but like Cure is also very strong right now.
Yeah, Cure has a very good TVP, very different from Maru, and he really dictated those games against Creator. I think he has a better way maybe of playing against Creator than Maru does.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. And so we're going to be back as usual here. Actually, I will not be here on Monday. I'll be bringing my dad to the studio, but you will be here.
Am I casting with your dad?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
And so Group A, Group B, I'll be back here for Group B, guys, as well. So we're going to have State back in the studio. But it's going to be interesting to see who really can come out and survive here, because the round of 6 is just around the corner. And then we are so close to actually ending this.
Oh, I know. Yeah, only a few weeks left. But next week is going to be awesome to wrap up these groups. I think that this round of 10 is better than the last 2 seasons round of 10.
Yeah.
I'm having more fun with it.
Yeah. It's been fun, man. Really great games, honestly. And again, I think very, very tough to call who's going to actually move on. Some very close games here.
Yeah, a lot of surprises, too. I would never have guessed. I would have guessed like Hero and Maru as the 2 leaders of the group. It's Gumio and DRG.
I know.
It's crazy.
And, I mean, those guys always have a shot, but, yeah, not the people you would expect. And, again, DRG, great games from him overall here today.
All right. So, very excellent day. Monday's going to be fantastic. Don't forget, guys, ASL Group D for the round of 16 will be up tomorrow.
Yes.
And round of 8 shortly after that.
That's right.
Lots of great StarCraft to watch.
Yep.
Check that on the
GSL
Africa TV YouTube.
That's right. If you haven't been caught up on ASL, go check out the VODs, and the rest of the VODs are going to be released very soon. And, yeah, we're going to be ending ASL and GSL almost around the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of
finals
epicness.
Around October 13th or so, so just a few weeks.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be close to ending this
well,
show.
It's
We're
over.
The Korean
There's nothing else to
casters.
be said, man.
We've said it all, Artos.
We did all of our analyzing in the game. These guys are inefficient.
But again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we are now able to close the show out. We will see you again on Monday. We love you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I was born to be the greatest. Yeah, I was born to be